Hi everybody, Caroline here. I'm the maker behind Winged Flight Jewelry, and I thought today it would be fun to go back and look at some of the photos. They're not great, but some of the photos of my very first jewelry pieces, I want to say like around 10, 11 years ago. So here we have this one I had nicknamed Dragon's Egg because it looked like there was a dragon's egg kind of in the middle of this large piece. This is actually, I think I had mixed yellow, red, and maybe like blue or purple, and then gotten this blend and then done Mukume Gane over the top, which if you're not familiar with that, basically the way I describe it is you take several colors of clay of your choice, obviously, and you sandwich them together, and then you push various implements into the clay, like cookie cutters or clay cutters, and then you shave like this layers of the clay, and you get really interesting designs with each shaving of the clay. So that one I did the yellow and red Mukume Gane over, put that on black clay, and then did more Mukume Gane with it looks like orange and brown, and stuck that on top. Not really sure what I was thinking with this piece, but yeah, I nicknamed it Dragon's Egg and had it at several craft fairs until it sold. This one kind of reminded me of a peacock for some reason. That one was a fun, that I think was also Mukume Gane. This bottom one totally looks like a volcano. That one was a swirled bead that I made. I made a circle bead, and then I had an acrylic block that I moved around in a circular motion and created that bead. Same with the other bead, this bead here, which I think is the same color palette as maybe this bead looks like. Okay, let's see. Absolutely no idea what this is. This one I actually named, let's see if I can get you, there we go. This one in the middle here, sorry, I named Dog Riding Frog. It looks like the dog is sitting on the frog's back to me. And then that third one was just a fun swirly design. I think I made that maybe with a jelly roll, perhaps, jelly roll cane. I don't even honestly remember. Now we have some of the, that was in the polymer clay. Now we have some of the beaded earrings I made. So one of the first pair of earrings I made was a mismatched pair. I really, for some reason, liked mismatched earrings, even though I didn't wear them. And I more recently, within the past like year or two, made some mismatched earrings, and they didn't really sell at all. And so I took them apart. I disassembled them and made matching earrings. So, but these ones, I can't remember, they might have been a gift. And then I made those blue ones. And then I made these ones, which I took a component that I had, that metal component, and added some beads. And I don't know if you can see in these photos, but these are simple earring designs like the ones I'm wearing here. But if we look, that loop is a lot more centered and a lot more circular than the loops in my very first earrings. They more looked like the letter P. They didn't really look like that. So I have definitely improved in my simple loop design, I guess, as it were. Then we have a couple more designs. I did kind of a mismatch there, except I did, well, no, that's totally mismatched. Same shapes, but different colors. And there's some other pairs I made. Those, I think, were gifts. And then I tried my hand at some different designs. This one was that one right there was one of my favorite ones to make. Lots of really fun, I think, shell and resin beads with a shell and resin focal, and then some seed beads at the top. I don't like these ones at all. I don't know why I made those, but maybe I thought somebody did. I don't know. And then this was a gift I made for my best friend using a pendant that she had. And I did some funky wire work. Unfortunately, I didn't use heavy enough wire, and so when she put it on, the links came apart and the necklace basically fell apart. So I attempted to fix it, but of course the wire wasn't heavy enough, so it fell apart again. So yeah, I actually still have those beads, I think, and I was going to see if I could redesign it with heavier wire so it would actually stay together. But and then I made some fun bracelets for my cousin, one of my cousins, and then one of my nieces. Kind of they picked out the style of beads that they were interested in, and then I made a bead. I think one of them, they were themed, but I can't remember the themes. And then there's another pair of earrings I did, but those don't look done, so I'm not really sure what that is. And then I tried my hand out at a linked bracelet. To this day, I really do enjoy making linked bracelets or necklaces on occasion. They're just kind of peaceful, I guess, to make, because they're, you're making the loop and then you're adding the beads and then you're making a loop and then you're attaching it to another loop. It's very repetitive. So, and these earrings I made for my sister-in-law. She loves elephants. So, oh yes. Then we have this necklace. This was so much fun to make. I really enjoyed making the large, I don't even know what these, but like elongated bicones, I guess, and then putting them sideways and then hanging that one down. That was very fun, and I really enjoyed the blue and the pink together. This middle one was another necklace I spent a long time making. A really, really long time making. That was one of that's probably actually my most funky necklace I've ever made. And then we have another one here. That last one, the colors, which were like brown and orange of polymer clay beads, reminded me of the desert, so that I made components that kind of looked like shifting sand or snakes, perhaps, out of wire. And this is the last page. So we have these type of earrings, which I had tried from a tutorial. As I recall, those were fun to make. They look like a chaotic whirlwind here, but they were fun to make. These I cannot take credit for. These were actually my brother-in-law's earrings that he made using using some tool I think I had. He was trying that out. I just thought they were so cool. I turned them into earrings. And then that was like a strand bracelet I was trying out. Another tutorial I saw. That one came out pretty well. And then this one was all coiled beads that I made, except for the brown one in the middle. Once again, my brother-in-law made that one. So, yeah, I did a lot of beading, primarily beading. That's what I started out doing. And then I discovered polymer clay and got into that. And then I tend to do like very specific seasonal jewelry with polymer clay, like snowflake, snowflake themed jewelry, and winter and winter trees, Valentine's Day trees, things, themed trees. I'll have to show you a pair of my polymer clay trees. I have a lot of fun making those. So yeah, but I kind of I wasn't really seasonally based when I started making jewelry. I kind of just created things and it was like, wow, cool, I made that. And then I would maybe try to sell it at a craft fair. So I am actually remembering now that in my display over there, I have, not my display, my one of my storage units, I have a box of finished polymer clay pieces, many of which I did way back when, years ago. So I could, if any of you are curious, I would be happy to show that in a later video. So yeah, anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about today. So yeah, you start somewhere and then you kind of evolve over time, and I've pretty much stayed with what I wanted, what I started with, beaded and polymer clay. So I've just improved, and it's kind of fun to look back and see where I was when I first started. So yeah, anyways, today's day 9. I'll see you tomorrow for day 10.